Hey YouTube, it's Kerri from Razor Sharp Crafts, and I'm holding this because the project's underneath it. So we are back with the spots theme project for Tando Creative. So let me just get that out of the way, and of course I hit my light. Alright, so here is our dried canvas, lots of spots. So now we need to do something about the sides here, and they don't want to work with me. Alright, whoops, we're just going to spot it up with a paintbrush, blotches basically, just to kind of make it look good, kind of make it mesh. Oh, sugar. If you kind of use the edge of your paintbrush and try not to smush down too hard, you'll get spots. Just the corner. I tend to press a little too hard after I get going. Guess I could have done this on the whole canvas instead of flinging paint everywhere, but hey, what fun would that have been, right? Alright, running out of room for spots. I really like this blue. Oh, see, the blue's got a hole in it too. That's probably why I've been having a little bit of trouble with it, because it looks like it should be a darker blue than what it showed up on here. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside because I don't need it right now. We're moving on. Look at this mess. I know it's not a mess, it's art, right? I'm just trying to get my paintbrushes out of the way. I'm going to hit this real quick with a baby wipe so we don't have cross-contamination, because we're about to start painting our Tando pieces for the canvas. And then I just have to get my computer, my laptop, so I can do a silhouette cut for the phrase. After we're done this, and we can put everything together, and it should be done in no time, provided the little one stays sleeping. Although we're already over an hour into his nap, so we will see. So I have this moon some arrows and a bunch of stars. So the ones we're using are the, this is the Moon and Stars package. Moon and Stars Small, I believe was what it was called. And then these are from the Arrows grab bag. So, alright, I guess what we can start with first, we'll start with the stars, because I'm pretty positive I want them this color. This bold, goldish orange color. I'm going to try to just use the colors I've been using. Just to kind of keep it like all matching and stuff, you know? My only problem is the moon. I don't know what color to color him. May need to pick a different color out for him. I'm basically kind of more puddling this stuff on than painting. There. Pretty stars. So I'm just gonna attempt to push them off to the side. There we go. Alright, so I know I want this big arrow to be this blue, because in case y'all haven't noticed yet, I'm a little obsessed with it. And I do think I'm going to end up doing more than one coat. Try to puddle it on like I did with the stars. I like that effect. There we go. Now we're getting some coverage. And these Tando, they're chipboards, and they take mediums very well. The ones that I've used so far, they've been awesome. Excuse my head, just trying to see what I'm doing here. Alright, let's set that aside. I just don't like all those little air bubbles on top there. This is the water bottle that came with them, the H2Os. So I just figured it would be cool to use it. Alright. Sorry, I was still playing with the arrow. So then I want one of these little arrows, this pink color, because it's a pretty cool color. Now, they're called twinkling H2Os because they have a glimmer in them for anybody who's never used them. Like I say, I know they're a well-known product. But there's always somebody out there who hasn't used something yet. So, I don't know, maybe you stumbled across my channel before someone else's. And you're like, what are these twinkling H2Os that you speak of? So, I just thought I'd add a little bit of description, but they got some sort of a shimmer to them. Shimmery, glimmeriness. I'm definitely not regretting that one. God, that is pretty. Alright, let me move that paintbrush so I can attempt to get that out of the way. Okay, now, oh yeah, the green for the last one. Sweet Alfalfa. I'm not going to forget that name now. And yeah, I'm literally leaving like a puddle of this stuff on here. I'm just pouncing the paintbrush to where it's leaving puddles. My end screen? Barely. There we go. There's that guy. Get my bone folder out of the way before I paint it. Okay, now we got the moon. We need a good moon color. I'm looking through the ones that I haven't opened up here. That's a pink. That's a green. Got oyster, pearl red, pearl gold, pearl violet, pearl green. Poppy, that would be a red. Alright, well, I'm trying to find a, that's a really dark red though. I'm trying to find a red for his tongue. I don't just have just like a regular red. Rose gold. Let's try that. Alright. So now we gotta pick a color for the moon. The moon, the moon, the moon. This says mustard green. It's pretty ugly. Oh gosh. What color should we make the moon? This is a really hard decision, you know? I think I hear my little man getting up. Kind of curious about these pearl ones, so let's wet one up. Pearl gold would be a good one for a moon. Possibly. Alright, so yeah. Alright. While I'm waiting, I'm just going to touch up this blue. Trying to get it puddled up like I did the other ones. So if you haven't tried twinkling H2Os, maybe you have them, maybe you were like me and you bought them because you watched videos about them and thought they were cool but just haven't dug them out yet, or maybe you haven't bought any, never heard of them, whatever the case may be. It's time to dig them out or go buy some, because these are fun. Messy, but very fun. So I highly recommend them. And they don't need to be saved just for art journaling. I'm getting some awesome effects here. Well, y'all saw the canvas that we made. Look at the shimmer shine in it. And then all these little pieces that are looking fantastic so far. Alright, I need a new paintbrush. And I just went and got this one all yucky. So it looks like it gets volunteered. Alright, let's see what this... This is the rose gold. I thought I could use it for the tongue. It's a very interesting color. But hey, who's ever seen the moon's tongue, right? Trying to keep it within that little dotted line. dries very quick with the heat gun on this if you don't have a thick layer. I'm getting my head in the way a lot lately, aren't I? I guess it's time for me to dig out the old glasses and wear them when I'm crafting. Got them for distance. I'm not that far away, but it probably helped so I'm not putting my head all up in here. Alright. Okay. This is that pearl gold. It's kind of got a cool effect. Oh, my green mat underneath bubbled on me. I don't know why my tummy's growling at me. I've already ate. Whoopsie. Alright. A little bit of got a little bit of black there from the where it was laser cut. And I got it again. So you just want to be careful around the lines. I'm picking it up from where that eye was cut, or etched in. And I'm guessing maybe I didn't hear the little guy. Maybe he woke up for a second, but he does that sometimes. He kind of wakes up, stirs a little bit, and then goes back to sleep. Plus he talks in his sleep, so. Cannot believe he turns 2 today. Does not seem like it was that long ago. I'm really liking this effect. I don't think it's showing up too well on the camera. But it's just a slight tint of color with shimmer, and it's amazing. So I'm going to try to get a really good coat. It's going to probably take a couple times here. And start the puddling process. I really like the way they look when you puddle them. Around that eye is going to be tricky though. So I don't want it to go into the eye. I'm going to paint the pupil black. I'll probably just use a marker, to be honest, like my Copic. My black Copic. After this is all dry. But I want the rest of the eye to stay white. So I'm no longer stressing. I know I can get this project done before it has to be done. So I was pretty stressed. I was getting a little worried. The stars are still a little tacky. Yeah. And put a little more on them. And do it off camera here. I'm just gonna add another layer. Same way I was before, just pouncing. Pouncing the brush on. This is actually coming out a little bit better because I don't know why my lighting seems so horrible. I hope it does not turn out like that on the camera. Do I have... Wondering if maybe I had a light out. The light just looks really yellow. Could be this brown. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. My star just flipped over on its front. Ah, and it did it again. Wow, this little one doesn't want to get painted. And it did it again. Oh my gosh. It's like every time I tried to even like look at it, it just like flipped over. Anyways, what I was saying, it might be this brown matte. It might be, you know how sometimes what you're using behind your project determines how your lighting looks. Who knows? Put a little more water in that in case I want to use more. See if this stuff's ready. And if you're doing this one and you get some in the eye where you don't want it, just remember you can always gesso it or just paint it white afterwards. which might not be a bad idea, so that way you get rid of the unfinished look. Of the white area, that's what I'm talking about, not the whole thing. You obviously don't want to gesso it. Be a waste of your twinkling H2Os. And these things aren't... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's alright. Blends well. Alright, hold on. I gotta baby wipe my hands. I got... so many different colors on my hands. It's not even funny anymore. Alright. So. Just puddling and puddling and puddling and puddling. But yeah, these, they're not real cheap. Like a package of 12. Oh gosh. I'm probably, I think it was $20-some. But I mean, you use it with a coupon. Or you buy them with a coupon and it's not too bad. I think I got mine at Hobby Lobby. God, I miss the States. I cannot wait to move back there. No offense to Europe. I'm a stateside girl. I like Walmart. I like Hobby Lobby. I like Michael's. And I like no shipping costs. Like we have APO address, so we don't have to pay international shipping. It's considered a US address. But it's like, you know how it is, like, you just want like one thing. So you'll go to a craft store and buy it. And then you drive back home, you know, or you do it while you're out picking up groceries. Like me, if I want just one thing, I have to pay usually at least like $5 for shipping plus the product. And I'll be honest, sometimes the shipping ends up more than the product. And I can't justify that, so I don't end up buying it. Alright, I'm going to hit this with the heat gun. See what we got going. Oh, there goes my green mat. My green mat's bubbling up. Alright. Gosh, I hate that. But I have my green mat attached to my desk with some glue dots so that it doesn't move, because I used to do a lot of cutting with whatchamacallit, the X-Acto knife, craft knife, whatever. And I always hated it when it'd slide around my desk. Alright. this is looking really good. And it's definitely like, it's a good moon color. Like it's a pale but gold color. Because I was going to paint it like close to the same color as the stars there originally. But then I was thinking, wow, I can't have the moon and stars the same color, so it's going to look weird. Gosh, I hope this lighting comes out better on the computer, because I'm not liking the way it looks in my screen on my camera. I had a friend who was teaching me about photography at one point told me, never delete a picture off the camera. Always put it on the computer first. And then, of course, once you get on the computer, you got all sorts of programs that you can do effects with it. And you can always end up fixing it. But if you look at them when they're on the camera, you're more apt to delete them. So he said, no matter what, never delete a picture off the camera. So I kind of think the same with video. I mean, regardless, this is going on YouTube, regardless of how the lighting looks. Because I can't exactly start the whole project over again and try to find better lighting. I'm getting awesome coverage except for right down here, this one spot. I think it's because I keep putting my finger there. And oh, you gotta be kidding me. I had a star attached to my hand. Oh, I'm a mess, aren't I? Alright. I got paintbrushes flying around, stars flying around. Alrighty. When you're drying this with the heat gun, it does create some wrinkling if you're doing the big puddles like I am and you're not letting it air dry. The ones that are air drying seem not to be wrinkling. This one seems to be wrinkling, but I'm okay with that because it's the moon. The moon doesn't have a perfect surface, right? It's my theory anyways. God, I hate when that mat bubbles. Alright, so we're at 40 minutes. So I'm just touching these up. And just going to make sure I like how they look. And so let's continue doing this till I got the look I like. And I'm going to do my silhouette cut for my saying for the canvas. And so when I come back, we'll just put it all together and we'll be done. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. Get these up to where I want them. And then we'll be back to put the canvas together. So please stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.